here's the thing I know, and you might tell me the story and help me out with this. Def Jam was huge. It happened we filmed it about, I think, 91, 91.
Yep.
A whole bunch of, first season, a whole bunch of comics.
Right.
That were Def Jam type.
Yes.
Shit talking motherfuckers.
Right.
But there was one comic that was missing.
Yes.
And I don't know why he was missing.
Right.
Is it something you want to talk about?
Well,
why did you not on Def Comedy Jam?
I'm not Al Heyman.
Russell
Bob Sumner,
Bob Sumner
and Tina Graham called me. But now, this is a true story. You ever get them on the show, they'll tell you.
Okay.
They called me. That show was built around my style of comedy. Because nobody was talking that way in the 80s but TK Kirkland.
Okay.
And everybody else caught on. And they took a little bit of pieces there.
Sure.
But I didn't do it. The reason why I didn't do it the first season, because I had a special that came out called Mo Funny.
Oh.
Mo Funny was the documentary with me, Richard Pryor, Mons Mabley, some of the greatest comedians of our time.
I think I remember that.
Yeah, and it was called Mo Funny. But I was duped to believe that you couldn't do both.
Okay, so you didn't turn it down, you just didn't think you could do both.
Yeah, I didn't think I could do both. Because, I represented myself, so I'm learning. So I didn't do Def Jam because of Mo Funny. But I should have did, because what they did when that special came out, they showed clips of Def Jam on Mo Funny. So when it came out, I was disappointed in the decision I made. Because my whole career, I never wanted to do what the other comics did. If everybody went that way, I went this way.
Right.
But I was a visionary. I knew my life would change. I always think 20 years ahead. So I knew in the 90s that the people who was going to change my life were kids already. I knew that my act and the way I was moving, because I've always been independent. And I always explain to people that I was Nipsey Hussle and Young Dolph before they were even born.
Okay.
I've been independent my whole life, always put up the money for my own show. I even did put up money for concerts that comedians would be on and that they wouldn't know I was part of. And one of the things that hurt my feelings, I did a concert in Cincinnati, me and my street niggas. And I put up the money for the concert. And it was with Cedric The Entertainer. And I was going to put myself on the show. But Ced found out I was on the show.
And didn't want me on the show. And it was your show, you paying for it.
And it was my show. So I had to fall back and make an executive decision, get the money.
Right, sure.
But they didn't want me on the show. And that hurt my feelings.
Right,
so,
sure, I can see that.
So, because back then I didn't have the opportunities because I didn't have Def Jam. So I would put up my own money to put comedians together and just walk on stage, because I would put fear in most comedians. They knew I was in the room. No one wanted to do a show with TK.
Okay,
Kirkland.
so let me tell you from my perspective back, looking at you. Okay, rightfully so a little bit. You were very funny, but you brought a different aura to a show.
Yes.
Okay, you brought the niggas. You know what I'm saying? Let's be real. The hood niggas. So some comics maybe didn't want you on the show because of that, the element you might bring to the show. As the people coming. I'm telling you what I heard. I'm telling what I heard.
Well, we have to use intelligence though.
Okay.
And there's something about intelligence and common sense.
Well, a lot of people don't have that.
A lot of people don't have it. You can't, in this world, I find most comedians to be soft and weak.
Let's be real.
I'm a street dude.
Come on, let's be real with it.
So when you see, most comedians want people to come in to obey and listen. I believe a great stand-up comedian is a person who can take control of the room. And no matter what the situation is, you bring them to you.
Sure.
And when a comedian doesn't have his way, he'll say, "Oh, it's the niggas," or "They not listening." No.
Or he's too dirty.
Your subject matter is not coming across to the people who are listening. See, most comics don't have the topics to captivate the people who are listening. Because that's where my speech communication comes in. See, I deliver topics that I know that people need to hear.
Yeah, but that's you. Like you said, other comedians ain't that strong. They soft.
No, that's back in the day. That's back in the day.
No, nigga, today too, trust me.
Yeah, that's why I do shows by myself now. Yeah.
But here's the thing. Let's be honest. You have to, if you're putting a show together, you put shows together, you know how to stack a show.
Oh, yeah,
You know what rhythm needs to be done.
The goal was to put people on the show
each one makes
that can put asses in the seats.
Well, that's one. But even at that point, you still have to put a show together correctly.
Right. And I used to put clean comics on so that I can stand up by myself.
Right.
Because I wanted to be
But Cedric is a little more cleaner than you. So if you're ahead of him and you bring that ruckus and that sucker gangster, he may not feel that,
Understanding now in my career,
right?
Understanding now, you're absolutely right. But when you putting up the money,
well, he don't know that.
Yeah, no. But here's the go. When you put up the money, there's really no. You can't call the shots.
Hold on. If you put up the money.
See, here's the thing. In this game, most headliners think they really call the shots, or the agent really called the shots.
Okay.
So I used to like to mess with my hood homies who put up money for shows that an agent can't call them and say, yo, he can't be on the show. My thing is, motherfuckers, our money. You ain't gonna tell us what the fuck we doing. We run this shit. So some agents will say, oh, take this comic, that comic, and we put on the show. But if we put up our money, we gonna dictate to you who we gonna put on the show. Now, if you don't want your guy on the show, nigga, fuck you and your guy. Them the niggas I fuck with.
I like that. Because I was in a scenario with a comic, I ain't gonna mention whatever, a white comic, and he got me kicked off a lot of shows because his agent, would say for instance, they want you, him, DL, and me. Right. His agent would say, oh, if he's on it, this client can't be on it. And the promoters would cower down. Okay, well, let's find someone else. Now, I had a real nigga who said, no, sir. This motherfucker gonna stay on the show. You get rid of the other guy. Even though the guy was bigger than me, he didn't like the feel of it. You know what I'm saying? He's like, no, man, I'm keeping his brother.
And the kind of people I like fucking with. And that's why I put up my own shit because I had to be my own boss. And then I ran into Chris Smith. Chris Smith was my nemesis throughout these years. I would put up my own money. He found out I was doing certain things. But then what hurt my feelings one day, it didn't really hurt my feelings. I normally stay quiet. So at the Super Bowl, me and Mike Epps did a concert this year, and Chris Smith was there. He always,
big agent.
Yeah,
from Hollywood,
but he's still a bitch and nigga though. Sometimes I want to get him. And Michael Blackson was with him.
Okay.
But see, being an entrepreneur business, I never let me. I always stay low key and flex occasionally. So we was talking, and I explained to how much money I was getting, and Michael Blackson and him started laughing like it wasn't true. Ooh, and I said to myself, CT, you should have kept your mouth shut. But I also wanted to prove a point how, nigga, I do want to sometimes because of social media, go to the flex on
I feel you, brother. Come on, I know where you're coming from.
Like niggas, y'all really have no idea what this nigga over here is doing. But I stay in control of my emotions and just move a certain way. But it hurts sometimes because you wanna, like, nigga, you motherfuckers have no idea.
Oh,
you got me fucked up. Like, so all people gotta do is, like they say, you see 37 years.
Come on now.
Working.
Come on, brother. Are you still on top of your game?
No bad year. Consistent all the way through.
You are known and make money more than some people who have agents and managers.
Exactly.
Brother. Same with me.
And,
you know what I'm saying?
And
you gotta respect that.
And the thing is, I always try to explain to people, like I just did a big show in Seattle, in Portland. I put up my own money, did my own shows. So the guy who who ran everything for me, I said, yo, we're gonna use a local comic. I was just in a good mood. So this is the mindset of people, and I want to share this with comedians. See, most comedians think they're famous if they get an agent. Because I literally put money into this dude's pocket, but he gave away 30% real fast. He said, call my agent.
Right.
So you working for your agent if the deal comes directly to you. If you say call your agent, young comedians, your agent now is taking 20 to 30% of the money you could have kept in your own pocket. So now you're working for your agent. Now, if your agent brings you the deal, then different. But if you bring your agent the deal, you are working for your agent.
But most agents ain't gonna let you do it. They're not gonna sit there and say, you book over here and I book over here. It's either let me handle your career,
but
and that's it.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say, I'm trying to get young comedians to be strong enough to do their own shit. See, one of the worst feelings in the world is to sit around and wait for an agent to call you.
Okay, I agree with that.
When you're a man, and you got bills to pay, and you got to call a motherfucker, yo, did somebody call me?
Right.
No man should ever have to depend on anybody to put money in their pocket. But unless you don't have that ability,
which a lot of them don't.
To pick up the phone, to know how to talk, to know your work.
Right. There you go.
If you like that clip,
hit the subscribe button or the notification bell. Boom. In fact, why don't you hit both of them?